A proud supporter of this program, Riverbend Food Bank's vision is a hunger-free Iowa and Illinois.
Whelan Presley Funeral Home and Crematory has been serving Quad City families since 1889. Whelan Presley Funeral Homes are located in Rock Island, Milan, and Reynolds and are proud supporters of WQPT.
New blood at Western Illinois University. We talk with the new acting president and the person who's now in charge of admissions. The plans for Western's future tonight in the Cities. Western Illinois University is now in a state of change. It has a new acting president after President Jack Thomas stepped down earlier this year. It also has a new admissions director at a time when Illinois state universities are seeing falling enrollment. So this is a time of change. We sat down with two people who are critically important to the change at Western. We start with the new acting president, Dr. Martin Abraham. So at this point, what is your top priority as president?
So the biggest thing we need to do at Western is we're really focused on taking care of the enrollment challenges that we have. We're doing, at this time of year, there's not a whole lot that you can do for the fall of 19, but we are doing some things, looking at some opportunities to tweak a little bit around the edges so that we can try and get a little bit bigger numbers and keep the enrollment decline from going any worse than it might otherwise be. We're optimistic at this point. We have some programs in place that we're looking at that we think will get us some extra students. And we know from the numbers that we keep tracking that our incoming class looks better than we would have anticipated. If you go back 3 months ago, 6 months ago, what have you, we're a little bit better than we would have anticipated. So that means we're still going to be down because we've had a series of years of declining enrollment, but we're not going to be down as much as we had thought.
Well, and we've heard that before, actually, in the last few quarters, is that it has gotten better as far as enrollment projections were concerned. But let's be honest, there's a couple things that haven't changed. One is the graduation rate at Illinois high schools. The pool of students that you can draw from is not getting any better for you, as well as the competition from neighboring states. How do you address that? Because those are two variables that you really don't have that big of an impact on.
Well, you address it by, first of all, offering quality academic programs that can draw a high quality of students and be interesting for the students. So you start from there. You look at the way you're pricing and the price structures that you're offering, and you can play around with your price structuring a little bit to figure out ways to make those a little bit more appealing to students. And then you expand the geography. So we've done more with distance learning, for example, as we've tried to recruit students who look at different populations or different needs. And we've done more with the Quad Cities campus, trying to address or develop programs that are more responsive to the needs in this community, and building those opportunities as well. And so the demographics, they work against us. The competition is a challenge, but we have to develop new ways that we can be better, that we can outcompete those other universities, those other opportunities, and we can increase our share of what's becoming a shrinking pie.
And you have come from a place, Youngstown State University, that has seen increases over the last 5 years. I think you've got about a 5% increase over the last few years, over the last few quarters. Are there lessons that you've learned there that are easily transferred? Because I know that's, it's two different states, it's two different university systems, but are there lessons that you're planning on taking?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that we're looking at carefully at the moment is what our scholarship programs are going to look like. And we haven't gotten as deep into it yet as we need to in order to make the changes that we hope that we'll be able to make, which will be impactful for 2020. But we're going to look at that very carefully and try to make sure that we understand how the scholarship programs are set up to impact students who are going to be able to come and enroll, making sure that we're able to provide support for the types of students that are critical students at Western. So that's one element of it. We're looking at housing opportunities for our students and figuring out new ways to attract students from a housing perspective. Those are things that we did in Youngstown. I mentioned the distance learning already. It's another opportunity that we had that we looked at in Youngstown, where we built programs specifically designed for certain populations that we knew we could go off and attract, and worked with partners to help us build those programs to create some opportunities, new ways of marketing it, new ways of bringing in different students. One of the things that we've not done well at Western that I want to look at that's important for us is international populations. We just have a very, very poor enrollment number from internationals, and we should be able to do a lot better in that area. So these are the types of things that we can do as we look to new opportunities and new geographies and new programs that can be more popular or more attractive for students.
And I wanted to add on to that international student theory is that Dr. Thomas had also mentioned that that was something that he wanted as well. He had mentioned that in interviews with us like maybe 2 years ago. So are there programs already in place that just has to be better implemented in order to get international students, or do you want to try to go in a whole new realm and really target that area?
I think yes. And the reality is there are programs in place that I think we can grow and we can expand, but there are also new things that we need to do.
You were talking also about the fact that you really want to create a reason to come to Western. Classes, academics that really target the students where they live. And you're adding a new science building, you're adding a new performing arts center at the Macomb campus. How critically important do you think those two facilities will be to grow that population at Macomb and, you know, to be honest, all of Western?
Well, I think they're incredibly important, right? When students are coming and visiting the university, they're looking at the facilities that you have to offer. They're looking at the faculty who are going to be teaching the classes. And those are really the two, I think, primary things that the students really focus on. And so if we have top-notch, world-class facilities in those two areas in particular where we are attracting large populations of students already, that will be that'll be very helpful in getting the types of students and getting more of them because they'll see these top-notch facilities. We already have top-notch faculty. That part we're doing a great job on. We need more great faculty so we can continue to expand and grow those programs. But that part we're already doing well. The faculty connect with the students. They support the students. We're able to give students that personalized attention because we have low student-to-faculty ratios. Doing great in that area. But they walk into some of the facilities and see buildings that are 30 or 40 years old, and they recognize, that kind of puts them off a little bit sometimes. We got great experiences for the students inside those buildings, but just the look of them, the new buildings will really help when we get them.
Talk about new buildings, you take a look at the Quad City campus.
Oh, it's beautiful up here.
The impact of the Quad City campus in a large metropolitan area that does not have a four-year public university, which I know Western loves to tout all the time, and for good reason as well. How do you see Western in the Quad Cities growing, and are you satisfied with where it is right now?
I think we need to grow very much here in the Quad Cities. I think we need to really focus and understand what we can offer here in the Quad Cities that is responsive to the needs of this community specifically. Things that are different here than what we offer in Macomb because largely serving a different population up here. Work with the business community to find out what their needs are very carefully so that we're connected with the business community and engaged with them, and then build those programs in a way that they're very responsive to those needs.
Because let's be honest, the building that we're in right now where we're talking to you is the old Deere Technology Center. Absolutely. Western was built in the Quad Cities basically thanks to Deere donating this building and also for Western providing engineering classes in this area, which have expanded. So in so many ways, this place is built upon what the needs of the community was and the business community as well. So is that the way you see it as well? Is that we've already got kind of this agreement with the business community as well as the community at large, and that's just something that we need to grow on?
To a large extent, yes, but also I think we need to focus a little bit better. We need to understand where we can offer things here that are different, that are unique, that are impactful in this community, rather than trying to duplicate programs we offer in Macomb. We should offer the programs that are special and important for this community. I think I'd like to see the engineering grow a lot more than it already has grown. I'd like to look at ways that we can expand what we're doing, engineering, business. There are probably some opportunities in the health professions up in this community that can be supportive of the needs, again, of the Quad Cities. And we need to figure out how that is as we spend a little bit of time examining really what we need to do here and what the business community needs to, is able to support and wants to see us build and starts to bring in.
One of the other areas that I wonder that you worked very hard at Youngstown State was minority recruitment, as well as furthering STEM education and continuing that into secondary education for children. Is that something that you see vitally important for the success of Western?
Yes. And it's something, not only do I see it vitally important for the success of Western, but I truly have a passion for it. You mentioned I did it back in Youngstown, and I did it not just because it was a way to expand the university, but because it's an important thing for us to do as a society. We have a shortage of technically trained individuals, and part of the challenge that we face at the university level is we don't have enough students who are prepared to succeed at a technical field at the university level. They don't have the math background, they don't have the science background. And if we're failing our students at the secondary and elementary levels, we can't do enough for them at the university level to really get them to be successful. So we need to be reaching out to the schools. We need to be working with the disadvantaged minority populations, helping the students to understand that they can be successful in these areas, that we want them to be successful in these areas. We're prepared to help them through some of the challenges that they face, which is unique to their cultural backgrounds, their upbringings, their economic situations, whatever they've experienced that has gotten them to the point that they're at. We can help them to be successful so that they can move on.
Do you notice, because there's been such an attention to STEM, I mean, let's say 5-10 years ago, people never even heard of STEM. Is it just that we're hearing about it more, or do you really think that the education system, as you said, from elementary all the way through high school, that it is actually focusing more on this and it is improving in those areas for students?
It's been a challenge for a long time.
Very much so.
When I first started at a university as an assistant professor, this goes back over 30 years, we had a program that I was able to get funding from the National Science Foundation for that was called Young Scholars at the time. And we reached out, I was in Oklahoma, we were reaching out to the Native American populations, women students, looking to try and help them to understand that they could be successful in science-based careers. And that was over 30 years ago when we first started doing that, when I first started to get engaged. This is where a lot of the passion that I have for this field really started and really developed. But society today has taken notice of this as a problem. And part of that is because society needs these individuals, and we talk about the gap that we have between the workforce needs and the worker preparation. And there's couple of million jobs that are unfilled in these areas because we don't have sufficient numbers of technically trained individuals. And part of that is because there's a number of segments of society that have been historically told, you don't do that. And we have to change that message. We absolutely, as a society, need to change that message. And it has to start early on. Students have to hear that from the beginnings of elementary school. They have to hear that from their high school math teacher, their elementary school science and math teacher. It doesn't matter. They have to start getting that. They have to start hearing about it. And they have to start seeing it as well. Because when they start to see that those people can be successful, that's when they'll appreciate that they can do it as well. And that's when we as a society will really start to make the turn and be able to have the types of individuals that we need in order to be a technically equipped society.
That's Western's new acting president, Dr. Martin Abraham. In a moment, we'll talk to the person who's in charge of increasing enrollment at Western. And that's an important task. Admissions Director Doug Freed will be looking to the future, so we'll talk about that. But first, Laura Adams is looking to the future when it comes to entertainment and things you could do with your family and friends. Here's Laura, out and about.
This is Out and About for July 29th through August 4th. It's time for the 100th Great Mississippi Valley Fair, July 30th through August 4th. Don't miss all the family fun. While the Bix Jazz Festival takes over Rhythm City Casino August 1st through 3rd. There's a jazz worship service at St. Mark Lutheran Church in Davenport at 9:30 a.m. on August 4th, plus free summer concerts featuring Coupe de Ville at the Moline Township Activity Center July 29th, Cody Road playing at Faze Field on August 1st, Soul Storm River performs at RME Courtyard August 2nd during Live at 5, and Mercado at 5th features music from Grupo Fantasia Musical on the 2nd. On the 3rd, it's Orion's Cruise In at Central Park with a free concert by the Tailfins and Antique Cars. Speaking of cars, the 2019 Heartland British Auto Fest will be on the riverfront in scenic LeClaire, Iowa, August 3rd. Plus, the German-American Heritage Center celebrates 25 years, August 4th, starting at noon. Dames at Sea, the long-running off-Broadway hit, spoofs Hollywood musicals in a song and dance comedy at the Bruner Theater on the Augustana College campus. Matilda, the musical, takes over the Spotlight Theater through the 11th. Or join Circa 21 for the Best of the Bootleggers every Thursday in August as they celebrate a professional theater phenomenon, the Bootlegger Pre-Show, while Circa also presents the interactive comedy Sheer Madness. For more information, visit wqpt.org.
Thank you, Laura. Keith Soko is a singer and songwriter in the cities who says that he's influenced by not only Elvis Presley but Muddy Waters as well. And we caught up with him as he took center stage at the Black Box Theater in downtown Moline. He played one of his originals. Here's Keith Soko with Breaks Like China.
I was bad, I was mean, I was the only guy who could make the whole scene on my own. I was bigger, I was strong, I didn't need anybody till she came along on her own. But she walks out of my life and my heart breaks like china. Oh, breaks like china. Oh, breaks like. She said I didn't care, didn't listen, and when I did, I didn't hear her at all. Didn't see any signs, things were falling apart, but I must have been blind to them all. But she walks out of my life and my heart breaks like china. Oh, breaks like china. Oh, breaks like. Well, I really do love her, and I won't say goodbye. And I really do need her, but I'm not gonna cry. But there's some kind of feeling burning deep in my soul, and I don't want to ever let her go. Oh, ho. Now I'm here and she's there. It's not the best circumstance, I've left too much to chance, I'm alone. Was she right? Was I wrong? Well, I don't know, but if I don't move quick, she'll be gone and alone. But she walks out of my life and my heart breaks like china. Oh, breaks like china. Oh, breaks like.
Keith Soko and Breaks Like China. Western Illinois University has seen declining enrollment over the past decade. The school is trying to adapt to a changing educational scene. It's trying to find new students, it's trying to create new partnerships, it's trying to create new opportunities to get students interested in attending Western. And the new admissions director is looking to the future to find a way to do just that. Doug Freed sat down with us to talk about it. So your biggest mission is to grow Western.
Absolutely.
Easier said than done.
Very, very much so. It's going to certainly be challenging, but there's a lot of good ideas we have. The campus has a lot of things to work with, a lot of good faculty and good programs already in place. We just want to continue building on that, and then we've got some new ideas moving forward of how we're going to work both on the Macomb campus and here in the Quad Cities, and work with students across the spectrum, from graduate to freshman.
Well, let's be honest. I mean, it's a new acting president, a new admissions director. This is a big deal for any college campus, especially when you think of Western, because you don't want to abandon what's working, but you do want to bring in the new blood and perhaps new excitement.
Exactly, and I think there's a lot of excitement on campus. There's a lot of things that we're looking to do, and you're right, we don't want to lose what we've had that's been successful, but we do want to add and change things that we can tweak or that we can totally revamp to make things better in terms of enrollment. We want to get our alumni, our whole community engaged in getting students on campus and giving them great experiences, again, both here in the Quad Cities and on the Macomb campus, and make sure that students know the opportunities that are available at Western and all of the wonderful things that are happening here.
Now, I want to get into the area of non-traditional students, and I know Western's got a great program to get veterans back into the classrooms and get them prepared for life outside the military. But let me get back to the traditional students for a second. I mean, one of the biggest things is trying to overcome the graduation rate at Illinois high schools, but also it's such a huge problem of the loss of students in Illinois to neighboring states. Does that mean that you're going to have to target more? Do you steal from the other states, or is the key to keep them here?
I think it's both. We want to look certainly at Illinois students. That's been our base. That's been our primary focus for students, and we will continue that. But where we can get students and where there's programs that we have that are very appealing and attractive to students in neighboring states or across the country or internationally, we certainly want to get those students as well. But we are an Illinois institution first. We think there's a lot of great opportunities at Western for Illinois students and Illinois residents, and we want to make sure that those students are aware of those and come visit us and check it out.
But perceptions is the big thing too, and perceptions become reality, and it's not Western's fault, but as an outsider from Michigan coming here, I mean, you know what the state of Illinois had done to the education system over a period of 2.5, 3 years, if not even longer than that when you think about it. Is that the toughest thing, is the change in perception?
I think so. And one of the things that we want to make sure people know is that is a perception. The reality may not be matching the perception. And we certainly have opportunities, and we are moving forward. We're looking to the future. We know things in the past have been a little bit different, but certainly from here forward, we're moving ahead. The state, I think, is in a little better state right now. They are, they've increased appropriations this year. We've got a new fine arts renovation coming. We've got a new science building coming. So we've got some things that are happening and that are going to be a positive.
And the other big thing is some financial assistance that's now guaranteed. The entire idea of MAP grants were unfunded, that had to drive a lot of students away from Illinois schools, Western and the others.
Sure. The MAP grants.
And that's solved.
Right. Now they're funded, and the Aim High program has all been, again, positives from the state. And I think that's going to help the state as a whole. And certainly helping the state will help Western Illinois. Again, we want to activate all of our alums and all of the people who've been great supporters of Western Illinois over the years. We've got a lot of great things going on, and we want to make sure that they're aware of that.
Well, it is only August right now, but there are kids already thinking of college for the 2021 school year. What does Western have that you want to tell them about? I mean, what is it that, hey, wait a second.
Right. First off, we've got excellent faculty, great programs. We can talk about accounting, law enforcement, nursing, and so forth. Go down the list. I mean, I don't want to exclude people, but we've got 60 to 70 excellent programs on the Macomb campus, 30 to 40 here on the Quad Cities campus. So we start with great academic programs. And we've also got great supports for students in terms of tutoring, in terms of other kinds of things that students need to be successful at university. We have those. And on a personal note, my daughter's going to be a freshman this year at Western, so I'm very bullish on Western's future and what we can do there.
And do you describe the campus to incoming students, the fact that, it is a big four-year university, but it's in a smaller, safe community. The Quad Cities offers alternative education as well.
Right, and the Quad Cities is perfect for adults, transfers, graduate students and freshmen, and the Macomb campus is ideal for students right out of high school who want that residential experience. We also do get commuters. We have graduate students and transfers on the Macomb campus as well. So we have all types of students on both campuses, and we really want to continue that in the future and grow all of those populations.
One of the areas that Western's really kind of underlined is the fact that you'll freeze the tuition and the fees. I should say, I'm not sure about the fees, but basically the cost to go to Western for your 4-year experience. That has to be a huge selling point.
That is a huge selling point. And we were the first in Illinois to do that. We also, one of the things that we do is not only freeze the tuition rate, we freeze the housing and so forth.
And that's huge.
That's huge. So you can kind of know your exact cost for the next 4 years of your education if you're starting as a freshman on campus. And so that's been a wonderful program, very well received by our partners in the high schools and the community colleges.
The other thing that we've seen very much at Western is kind of a linkage with other area educators, whether it's a community college or what other, even some of the other 4-year private schools in this area. Is that something that you want to continue seeing? Is that something that you kind of sell as well as, okay, you go to Blackhawk College, you go to Scott Community College, do your 2 years there, and then think of Western as the place to get your degree?
Sure. We've got transfer plans in place. We've got people to support students. We've got a transfer admission guarantee program for students who are starting out to make sure that they know they can be assured that those classes they take are going to transfer. They're not going to lose any time, and certainly there'll be a cost savings if they do choose to attend a community college first. We want to continue that and certainly grow those markets.
And let me talk about the veterans. That has been very successful for Western. Is that something that you hope to see expanded or at least continued? Definitely.
Again, on a personal note, I have a daughter in the Marines, so I'm very veteran sensitive. Certainly want to support our veterans in any way that we can. We want to make sure that they are supported and helped on campus. We have a Veterans Resource Center, and a lot of other services and supports for those students, and we do want to encourage the veterans as much as possible to come to Western.
So those sophomores and juniors in high school right now and their parents, what are you suggesting right now? I mean, what do you... It's such a daunting experience. It's more than just buying a car, you're buying your future. What do you tell parents and kids to be thinking about right now?
Sure. One of the things is right now, don't focus too much on cost. Look at what you want to do. Kind of looking at academic programs, looking at what you're interested in. Where do you see yourself in the future? And then start looking at costs. I know a lot of people, well, I can't go to this school because of the cost, but there are a lot of programs out there. Certainly Western has great scholarship programs and other kinds of opportunities to help students pay for that. So when students decide where they want to attend, there are ways to help pay for that. Now again, we can't guarantee everybody's going to be able to make every cost, but there are a lot of programs for students. So really look at what you want to do and look at where you see yourself in the future, and then then look for the colleges that meet those needs.
And still, the college experience is worth some.
Sure. There's certainly a college, there is a value to that. People, I still talk to classmates of mine from 30 and 40 years ago in college who talk, oh, remember what we did in college? And that experience does count. You might not remember what you did on a Friday in the middle of a November class, but you remember the trip you took. You remember the things that you did as experiences. So that's what I'm saying. It's very important to think about what students want to do, moving forward.
That's Doug Freed, the new admissions director for Western Illinois University. And by the way, Western Illinois' Quad City campus is throwing open its doors to students this month. New student orientations are scheduled for Wednesday, August 14th from 5 until 7:30 and Thursday, August 15th from 11 in the morning until 1:30 in the afternoon. You'll be able to take a tour, learn about financial aid, housing, student life, and get tips on how to succeed as a new student. You can register now by heading to Western's website. On the air, on the radio, on the web, and on your mobile device. Thanks for taking time to join us as we talk about the issues on the cities.
A proud supporter of this program, Riverbend Food Bank's vision is a hunger-free Iowa and Illinois.
Whelan Presley Funeral Home and Crematory has been serving Quad City families since 1889. Whelan Presley Funeral Homes are located in Rock Island, Milan, and Reynolds and are proud supporters of WQPT.